Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna show you how I make this very tasty Guvar Shak. So I never liked this beans before until now. I make this like once a week at least. So you can find these beans at any Indian stores, and these are super easy to make and very healthy. So let's start. It is gonna take about like 25 minutes to make, and I have this frozen Guvar. It's called Guvar. So when I buy this frozen one, it's already chopped, but if you are getting the fresh one, it's always good if you can find. And just chop that like this, and I'm just gonna boil it about like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And I also add a little salt there. And I just add about like a tablespoon salt. All right, so I'm just gonna boil this until it looks something like this. So you can see the difference between that dark green color to this kind of a lighter yellowish. All right, and then I'm just gonna strain this, and I'm just gonna put it on side. So yeah, here I just strain this, and I'm just gonna put it on side. All right, so now I grab another pan and add chickpea flour, besan flour. I add 3 tablespoons, and I'm just gonna cook this until it becomes slightly lighter, kind of a golden brown. And this take about like a couple minutes, I guess. So keep moving your spatula, keep moving, don't let it sit there, otherwise it's gonna burn. All right, so now you can see the difference. It's been a couple minutes now, and you can see the difference. The color is different now than before. So I'm gonna remove that pan, and I'm gonna grab another pan here. All right, and then I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of oil. Now if you like to add more oil, you can, maybe more or less, it's up to you. And then I'm gonna add some jeera, cumin seed. Again, you can find these all at any Indian stores. And I live in US, and sometimes it's hard to find the product, so that's why I'm just gonna keep repeating that. All right, and then I also add some hing as patida, and I'm gonna let it sit for a couple seconds here, and then I'm gonna add chopped green chilies. Now I really like to use more green chilies than red chilies. I am not sure why, but that tastes better, I guess. But yeah, I always use more green chilies and less red chili. And then I add immediately some chopped tomatoes. I'm gonna saute this for about like couple minutes, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of salt here. And if you can find fresh garlic, please add that in this recipe, because it's gonna taste like so much nice with the real garlic than using a ready-made paste. So I also add a little bit of garlic paste here, and yeah, I'm just adding salt here now. And I'm gonna cook these tomatoes for a couple minutes here, and my flame is medium to high. It's not slow, so I'm gonna cook this a little bit quicker. And then because we add some salt, it's gonna cook much faster. While this cooking, I'm gonna grab a bowl and also a peanut. Now you can use the whole peanut if you like. I already have the crushed one, so I'm gonna use that one. And I'm gonna add a tablespoon of sesame seeds. Alright, and then I'm just gonna crush them, and here it is, nice and crushed. Alright, so my tomatoes looks like nicely cooked. Now we can add some masalas here. So these are the spices I'm using. A tablespoon of red chili, little haldi, turmeric, coriander, cumin powder, and some garam masala. Now you can add the garam masala at the end if you like. I just like to add it now. And I also like to add a little bit of water here, just so that my masala don't burn, and it also gives a nice color. So I didn't use a lot of oil here, so that's why I like to add water, but if you are using more oil, you don't have to do this part. All right, I'm just gonna keep adding a little bit of more water here, and then I'm just gonna mix it all together. And I'm gonna cook this about like a minute, not too much. The peanut and the sesame powder that I made earlier, I'm gonna add that now here. So I make a little space here, and then I'm just adding that, and then I'm just gonna mix it all together, and I'm gonna cook that about like maybe a couple more minutes. And I also add 2 tablespoons of that basin that I made earlier, and I'm just gonna mix it all together. So when you add the basin, it's gonna soak all the gravy that's in there already. So we're gonna be adding some water now. So I'm gonna again cook this about like maybe a couple more minutes. It's gonna almost become like a dough. So yeah. Alright, so now this is the time I'm gonna add some water. So almost a cup of water, and a cup and a half actually. And then I'm just gonna, but I'm not gonna add the all the waters at one time. I'm just gonna add like little by little, so that I don't end up with the lot of water. So sometime the basin soak more water than the some new ones, if that makes sense. I don't know if that do or not, but I'm just gonna mix it all together, and then I'm gonna let it cook for about like maybe couple more minutes, because we already cooked the basin, so we don't have to worry about that smell of that basin. So yeah, I'm just gonna cook that about a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna add my guvar here, my beans. And do you see how it's kind of a bubbling? So now I'm gonna add my beans. So do you see how much beans I use? This is for 2 people actually. And I'm just gonna mix it all together, and I'm just gonna cover the pan with this lid, and then I'm gonna cook this about like maybe 5 to 8 minutes, and then we are done. And after the 5 minutes, this is how it looks like. All the oil is gonna come on the top, and it is looking like it's nicely cooked, and we can now serve this. So I'm not sure how this is traditionally eat, but I like to use rotla, and maybe rotli, or maybe bhakri, or I don't know if you are Indian or not, and you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna show you one way, which is using this rotla right here. It's nice and hot, and this sak, it's very nice and tasty, trust me. And I know this is too much ghee, but sometime it's good, right? Maybe sometime. So yeah, serve this sak with some rotla, rotli, or maybe bhakri, and maybe some gore, I guess. Look at how mouth-watering this is looking like. I mean, like I made this yesterday, but I want to eat it today also, but I don't have any more left. So I hope you guys enjoy this fun little video, and if you do, make sure you give a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.